What's up? What's up? What is up? WTF Nation Radio, U.S. Army WTF Nation Moments. My name is King Smith, and this is the Sports Bar live March 26, 2023. I am having a fantastic Sunday. I'm having a fantastic weekend. Tonight will be a solo show as my co-host coach is out drawing up plays, all right, winning games and things of the such. So he would not be joining us, and y'all get to see this lovely face this evening. What is the Sports Bar? All right. So the Sports Bar is a show in which we come on and we cover all things sports and sports related. Okay. We talk about everything, not just the highlights, not just the sports news. We cover feel good stories. We cover if we think, Tom Brady's going to upgrade or if his ex wife is going to upgrade after the divorce. We cover it all. All right. And today we have a wide a range of topics to bring out to you guys. And we might try something. If I could get the technology to work for me tonight, we are also going to look at having people call in or come on and talk about sports as well. I might try that out tonight. We'll see how that works. But before we do that, let's get some marketing stuff out the way. Not only will this be going out across the podcasting audio world, but we are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. If you're checking in on Facebook or YouTube, do me a solid. Hit that like button, okay? And comment also where you are tuning in from. I like to see where the reach is for our listeners. And I'm also trying to make the Sunday show the most watched show out there. So to the other hosts that are out there listening that do live streams on WTF Nation Radio, the gauntlet has been thrown. Let's see who we have in the building so far. We got Pete over on YouTube. Said, hey, brother, what's up to you as well? We got my man DC checking in on Facebook. Said, what up, King? What is up to you? Betty, Angela, I'm not Reynold. My English sometimes is horrible. Shout out to you. Thank you for tuning in. We got, let's see, Takova Bryant checking in from El Paso, Texas. Hey, El Paso, Texas. I was just talking to somebody from there, said that I need to come down and take a visit. We got Michelle, said good evening, checking in from Maryland. Hey, Michelle. Sheila is checking in from Kern County, California. All right, I appreciate. We got the West Coast tuning in. All right. We got David tuning in from California. Hey, we got people tuning in and putting stuff down in the comment about where they from. Love to see it. Love to see it. So far, Dallas and California are winning in the check-ins. Okay. Where's the East Coast love? Where's the international love? I know we got some international viewers. Salute to you, Chris. Man, I was gonna try to say your last name and I was gonna mess that up. Guero. Yeah. I'm trying to learn Spanish, y'all. I know a little bit of Spanish, but me trying to say it in my Southern Alabama slang is sometimes tragic. And we got James Brown, not the singer, tuning in from Southeast Missouri. Salute to you. All right. Okay. As y'all tune in and let me know where y'all tuning in from, I will put that up on the screen. So we have a wide range of topics that we are going to cover on tonight's solo. We're going to start off with the NCAA tournament. The final four teams on the men's side have pulled up. There have been some surprises. Okay. One of the teams that I'm going to highlight had one of the worst odds to make it and win. And I'm going to show you guys and gals how much you would have won on a $100 bet with this team's odds pre-tournament. We are also going to highlight and talk about my team. So my favorite team to win was Alabama. Alabama did not make it to the Final Four. They got beat by San Diego State. And there's a little bit of controversy that's coming on about that we're also going to talk about as well. Let's see. We have some NFL news. Okay. One signing that I thought was interesting, and one really good field story. We're also going to talk about if this is likely the longest goal in soccer history that occurred over the weekend, and a bunch of other stuff. So let's get right into it. All right. First things first, I'm the realist. Now, first things first. Actually, I want to share something with y'all. I don't know if y'all play the lottery, but I do. And I won $1,000. I was totally surprised by it, happy it happened, and I'm trying to find where the screen is so I can share it. Here it is. Here it is. I'm going to share my screen here because, I was super excited. So if you take a look up at the top, all right, you'll see two $500 showings. And if a number showed in that top, then you won whatever the amount is. So right here, I'm circling the screen for those of y'all that are viewing, and about the fourth circle over, another 500. They gave me my monies immediately. So my weekend started off fantastic. How was y'all's weekend? All right. I was pretty excited to have my first $1,000 scratcher ever. Okay. So that's how my weekend started out. Okay. So let's get into the NCAA news and start off by showing the current bracket. Okay. If you take a look here, where did my screen go? I'm at the fire my assistant. All right, there's my screen. So if you take a look at the screen here, let me make this bigger. That's what she said. I'm gonna keep my day job, y'all. I have done some comedy, some stand-up comedy in the past, in a former life. Okay. The final four teams have been set. Okay. You got number 5, San Diego State, going against the number 9 team, Florida Atlantic, and Miami versus UConn. Both games are going to be played on April the 1st, April Fool's Day. Okay. And watching some of the highlights from all of the teams that have made it to the Final Four, I'm putting my money on Miami. I'm literally putting my money on Miami. I am going to the casino. I am going to see what the odds are. And if I can at least make a little bit of ducats, then I am going to go put my money on Miami. Now, if you would have bet pre-tournament $100 on Florida Atlantic to win, okay, Florida Atlantic odds would have given you just about $5,000 if you bet $100 for Florida Atlantic to take it all. And look, the only people who are going to do that are Florida Atlantic fans or people like me. Sometimes I'll just take a look and say, who has the worst odds to win? And I'll just put 10, 50, $100 max on whatever that team is. Chances are when you have odds like plus 5,000, you are going to lose that money. But if that team, by whatever lucky thing that occurs, pulls it off, all right, then you will have made yourself some fantastic money. Okay. So I know some odds makers and some odds people out there are definitely hoping that Florida Atlantic does not win it all. But people that put their money on Florida Atlantic University are smiling at the possibility they have 2 more games to get through. And there could be some people that have made some really fantastic money out there. And I tried to find who made some of the highest bets, and some of the information is public depending on what sports book you look the information up on. And I couldn't get that information pre-show, but I know that there are going to be some people who are going to be happy that they did that. All right. So let's see. We got David Cunningham said, I told you it would be hard to call a winner, King. I bet everyone's NCAA men's bracket is thoroughly busted. There is one bracket that I saw out there on ESPN. Somebody did a really good job of I think they're in like the 94th percent. So there is no perfect bracket that's already been eliminated. But there is one person who's like in the 94th percentile or 95th percentile, which is really good considering just the parity around the NCAA in general, right? I think that there's a lot more. Gone are the Dukes, the North Carolinas, and everything like that, especially with the name, image, and likeness, the NIL deals and changes that have occurred in the NCAA. I think a lot more teams can recruit talent around the league that's, parity, so that your Florida Atlantics, right? Your Creightons and, these other teams have a really good shot at winning it all when it all boils down to it. All right. David also said, out of all of the teams left, I thought it would have been UConn. Me too. A lot of people did. My top three teams were Alabama, not because I'm from Alabama. All right, let me just dispel that now. Not because I'm from Alabama, but I legit thought that Alabama, with the way that they were destroying teams in the SEC, and then in their first and the 64 round 64 and round 32, the first two games that they played, they won by like 20 points. Okay. They were playing fantastic defense, fantastic offense, and then they ran up and played a team that, I mean, they handcuffed them. I watched the highlights like, how did Alabama lose? My cousin, who knows I'm a big Alabama fan, is the one that told me that Alabama lost. And I was just like, no way. No way. There's no way that they lost it. Then I saw the highlights and was like, well, yeah. It's not that Alabama played bad, just that the other team played some of the best defense you can ever play. So if a team does that, it's going to be hard to actually win it all when a team just plays perfect and made zero mistakes. Well, they made a few mistakes, but I'm just going to say zero. All right. And on the women's side, like Pookie highlighted, shout out to Pookie, by the way. Pookie said that the women's South Carolina team is dominating. I have not kept up on the women's side, so I'm glad that you posted that up there. Okay, I've barely kept up with the men's news as well, but I have all of the alerts and stuff set on my phone so that I can come here and we can discuss all things sports related. And the South Carolina team, from what I do know, like they not only have they been dominating, but like it's been like it's them, and then everybody else that they've played against have looked like the B team. So that is absolutely on point. All right. Let's see what we got next to talk about here. Let's see. Let's bring this up on the screen. Okay. So San Diego State demolished Alabama, right? And I mean they put the clamps on them. The thing that's now going to be talked about, okay, is, was it worth it for Alabama to keep Brandon Miller, one of their star freshmen, who has shown throughout this year he's going to be a high pick in the NBA? Earlier in 2023, Miller and three other players, one former Alabama player, were, I'm going to say, involved or around the shooting of a young lady that resulted in somebody dying. Two people got charged in that shooting, and two of the former players did not get charged. All right. And when asked about it, right? When asked about it, the Alabama coach said, well, for Miller and one of the other players, there was nothing that they did that would have required them to be charged. So there's nothing to uh, put to the test, so to speak, or how am I trying to say this? They didn't violate any NCAA rules, nor did they break any laws to where we would need to sit him out. A lot of people said, well, he was there. He should have to sit until things go to court and stuff gets ironed out. But if he didn't get charged with anything, then why would the coach sit a player out? It is my opinion, and I would love to know what y'all, the viewers, think, that until you get charged with something, you should still be able to play. But what do y'all think? Would you have set the player out and let the controversy, I hope I spelled all of this right, and let the, I'm gonna say hype because I can't spell on the fly, die down? Let me know. All right, put it down in the comment section. Would you have let the players sit out, until things got cleared up, or did the coach make the right call by allowing the player to play since he didn't get charged with anything? Also, I'm curious. We don't know what happened that night, but do you think that because of who he was, that maybe the other people around him are taking up for him? If you don't know the story, one of the players was meeting up with this young lady. An argument happened, a gun got pulled, and she lost her life. That's the Cliff Notes version of it. Okay. And there was no fingerprints on Brandon Miller on the gun. All right. So he was just there. Now, personally, I've never had a just there moment, but we are going to have a story time. But before I get into my story time, let's see, because there are some stuff in the comments that I want to highlight. David Cunningham said Nathan Mensah from San Diego, with all of his blocks, has put his name on the list as an NBA future player. Yeah, hey, that kid, he's like 6'9", 6'10". He's tall and lanky, dominating the post, dominating. I mean, he's not quite David Robinson-esque, but when you look at him, he definitely looks like it. David said, innocent until proven guilty. Okay. And Sheila responded that he should have played since he wasn't charged. Okay. Hey, we got Michael Carrasquillo, the host of Pop Culture Warriors, said it really depends, but I lean on the side of you gotta bench them until it's settled. And that's where I'm at. Okay. And I'm going to keep Michael Carrasquillo's comment up here because imagine if Alabama went on to win it all. Nobody's going to question the coach's decision on a player that did not get charged. Yes, there is going to be a lot of media hype and things around it. But the fact that the player didn't get charged, the coach makes the decision to, keep playing them. There was one of the other players that the timing of it all was interesting. The day before the news broke, this player was announced to be sitting out for the remainder of the season due to an injury. Then the news broke about the other player's involvement, and the next thing you know, he's off the team, off the player bio, on the roster, and everything. All right. A lot of that stuff tells me that these coaches, the athletic directors, and everybody involved, they know a certain amount of information, and some stuff that they do is damage control. It happens in the military. It happens in the military. If you're a supervisor, okay, and one of your subordinates screws up, your supervisor is typically the first to know, depending on who gets notified and how the notifications go out. After that, then maybe your first sergeant, if you're on the enlisted side of the house anyway, and then your commander. It depends on who, it depends on a lot of different things. But chances are supervisor, first sergeant, commander. Okay. If you are somebody that has a certain reputation or rank, okay, the way that things get handled, sometimes it's real hush hush, depending on who you are and what happened. Politics be damned, that's just how it is. If you're somebody that people didn't like, you are going to get thrown under the bus. If you are somebody that has some type of rank, reputation, or respect about you, people are typically tight-lipped on a lot of different things. Some stuff, the public opinion court matters, as well as the inside of whatever courtroom that it comes out on. Okay. And that other player and his direct involvement got him kicked out a whole lot faster than Brandon Millers were. All right. Pookie responded and said that I'm 100% innocent until proven guilty. Nowadays, it's guilty until proven innocent. That's true. That's true. Pete Pete the Greek says if he wasn't using the gun, then why would he have to sit down? The some of the story, depending on what news source that you read, says that Miller did go get the gun for the other person for his protections, but his fingerprints went on it. So if he didn't get the gun, why did somebody say his prints was on it? It's a whole mess. Hey, confuse, so that you can deny, deny. If you've ever studied anything around psyops, all right. I know that this is certain people's wheelhouse. All right. The more confusion that you can cause about anything, the more that you're able to deny it down the road. Okay. I'll put y'all up on game. Here at the sports bar, we're not just covering things sports related. We might teach you a little bit of psyops as well. I wasn't a psyops expert, but we did have some interesting training on the subject. Pookie said some players hold long some players hold long time careers get screwed over a falsehood. That's something that not on this episode. I want to have a segment dedicated to that actually. People not just players, people that the allegation can derail your career. All right. Let's see. Pookie also said, now with athletic departments, it boils down to the optics. Absolutely. Look, the optics matters for funding. It matters for recruiting. It matters for a lot of different things. So your athletic directors and people have to uh, protect their baby, so to speak. For me, it's all about justice. There's a light. I'm going to have to fix my light situation. My bad. I just squirreled. All right. David Cunningham said it's just like people trying to connect Jalen Carter from Georgia with the car crash by the staffer. Oh yeah, that killed that player and staffer in Georgia. Look, Jalen Carter's involvement, in my opinion, wasn't that big. What's hurting him is the court of public opinion. The NCAA, the NFL draft is coming up, and Jalen Carter's stock has plummeted because of what happened. And there's something that I heard this when I was in the military. Not a lot of good things happen after midnight. So for the viewers and listeners out there, tell your family and loved ones this. Not a lot of good things happen after midnight, okay? For the Alabama player, for Jalen Carter, the football player from the University of Georgia, who was likely going to be a top 5 pick, now who knows? Tell people, look, have fun, be safe out there, but be mindful of the things around you, okay? I was around an incident that occurred in my young enlisted days that we had what's the people who do the interviews, they're like the military investigative arm, but they're civilian. No, I don't think they're civilians. If you know who I'm talking about, put it in the comment section. But there was an incident that occurred, and I was around the incident, not necessarily directly involved. So when I got called to be questioned on what had occurred, I said, "Hey, look, I don't know what happened because I was 16 elbows deep into some alcohol." Which, hey, look, you get a lot of people and alcohol and late nights involved. Sometimes bad stuff just occurs. So tell people, look, if you're gonna go out and have fun, but be safe. Have a plan too. That's the other important part. CID, thank you. CID. I knew somebody in the chat. I don't know what CID stands for. It could be Criminal Investigation Division. But I gotta time out somebody. Hold up. Hey, Flores McNeat. I think you are a scamming bot. So pause the stream and let's block this user. And to the viewers out there, if you see Flores, McNeat, Nick Seat, something like that, do not respond to anything that that person says. They have been DOS booted from commenting. I don't block people. You know what? It's sometimes good to have the power. I'm like, is it He-Man? I have the power. If I have the wrong reference, Pop Culture Warrior, let me know. All right. Let's see. Hey, I thought I blocked Flores. Anyway, threw me off. Where was I at? CID. Yes. So I had an investigation occur into something that I wasn't involved with, but the factors were the same. It was something that occurred after midnight, alcohol involved, and I'm not even sure exactly what the investigation was about because, like I said, I was 16 elbows deep into some drinking, and I don't recommend that to anybody. All right. So back to the show. All right. Alabama is going to have to face the head coaching way is going to face some scrutiny because their star player played throughout the tournament, and I don't think people would question it the way that they would question it if they had went and made it. But since they did not make it, now I think you're going to hear people break everything down about if they should have sat him or continued to play him. Now, let's go into the listener league. And we had about, I think, 13 or 15 people sign up into our listeners league. And I'm going to bring that up on the screen here as well. Give me 1 second. So I am fifth. All right. My bracket didn't necessarily turn out so well. None of the teams that I had into the final four have made it. So I'm donezo. All right. But I want to go into the listeners league and highlight the rest of what everybody else has done. So let's see. Let's bring this up here. Let's do this. My assistant, you got to be better at this stuff. I need you to be quicker on the draw. All right. Share my screen. Okay, here we go. So, taking a look here. Radar. Radar is at the top, okay? I haven't taken a look at what Radar's bracket is, but it looks like I think Radar actually see between Radar and Clan. Let's see if I can pull this up. I didn't have this ready. Okay. Do. Yep, I can't look at it the way that I need to, but Radar's in the league. I might be sending him the money. I'm down here in fifth, can't go anywhere, and I am sad. Okay. But for the viewers and listeners out there, I will be having fantasy tournaments like this, especially when football comes up. Fantasy football is my baby, and we will be doing a season long and possibly a week to week daily fantasy listeners league as well with prizes. Who doesn't like to have goodies? So be sure to tune in to the Sports Bar and check out the Sports Bar's Facebook page for the latest up to date details. But the winner of my WTF Nation Listeners League bracket will receive a $20 gift card. From where, I ain't figured that out yet. But if the winner likes Starbucks, I'll likely get a $20 Starbucks gift card and virtually send it to you. Okay? So let's stop sharing that. All right? And let's fix this. And let's fix this. And this. And this. What is next? What do we have showing up next on the screen? While I do that, let's take a look at comments. All right? Michael Carroll Squillo said, at least my champ is still in it. What? No. No, 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 no. No, I don't need you getting any more points. I don't need you being better than me. Okay. Cause is in the building. I have something to say about your show too, but I'll cover that at the end. Cause said, I was at Buffalo Wild Wings yesterday and accidentally saw Ohio State's women's basketball. Number 4, JC Sheldon, is a badass. Okay, JC Sheldon. Salute to JC Sheldon. JC Sheldon. I promise I can speak English sometimes. Okay. I'm gonna have to check out JC Sheldon, see if I can get some JC Sheldon highlights. Next show, I'm gonna cover March Madness highlights. All right, for the people that care about NCAA basketball, and if you don't care about NCAA basketball, you still gonna get them highlights. How about that? All right, so JC Sheldon, assistant, write that one down. All right, next topic here. Okay, let's cover some NFL news. Do 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 do. That's my sound effect for NFL news. Leah Steele is the daughter of a former NFL player who, when Leah was 4 years old, had a cancer diagnosis. Her dad, former NFL player Devon Steele. Shut up. Who was this? Devon Steele, who hasn't played since 2018, shared on a social media post back in 2014 that his daughter was having a fight with cancer, and more than 8 to 9 years later, she is now cancer free. All right, so let's give Leah Steele a round of applause and the Steele family for their daughters battle with cancer and the subsequent good news. All right. So David Steele wrote on his verified Twitter account, sometimes you have to look back at your life to remember just how far you've come. And then he said, help me congratulate Leah on 8 years cancer free. And I'm going to see if I could bring this tweet up here. I thought that this was fantastic. All right. So I'm not going to play the video, but I am going to bring up the tweet. Let's see. Yep, here it is. And there it go. Okay. So this is fantastic. Look, this right here from Mr. Steele has already garnered 3.2 million views on Twitter. And then the video has just under just over 854,000 views. And you like to see it. So if she was 4 at the time of the diagnosis, 8 to 9 years later, she's about 12 to 13 years old. Okay. I'm the father of a soon to be 16-year-old daughter. And I can't begin to imagine, okay, what uh, the mother and father would have had to endure having their daughter receive a cancer diagnosis that young, to go through all of the treatment and everything while still he played football for about, reading an article, I think it was about 6 years or so for two different teams, and then he stepped away from football to focus on raising his daughter. So to Mr. Steele, Mrs. Steele, and Leah, I give you a salute. All right. Let's see if we got any comments on that before we go to the next article. We have, let's see. Kyle said that cancer sucks. Yo, cancer does suck. Cancer sucks. ALS sucks. These body ailments, they all suck. Before I get into the next article, I know a Army veteran who received an ALS diagnosis over the age of 40. And just 3 to 4 years ago, he was walking. He had all of his faculties and everything. And now he's only able to communicate through the use of like an able device where he can use his eyes to type words and things like that. So I checked in on him. It was a classmate of mine's father who I knew her, and I didn't really know him growing up, but we have that mutual connection over sports, right? She invited her dad into my fantasy football league that I was running, and he's a Army veteran as well. And in this fantasy football league, most of the people were people who I worked with, and 90% of the people in there are military veterans. So he came in too, and when he came in, he didn't have his diagnosis. Shortly afterwards, in the first or second year, he received his diagnosis and it progressed really bad. I checked in on him last week and he used the words, I'm struggling. I'm not doing well. Okay. So when you have good news like people beating cancer and some of these debilitating diseases that can change your livelihood and change your life, you want to celebrate that. I don't know Leah Steele, David Steele, and Mrs. Steele, but when I saw that, I said, I want to talk about it. I want to put that good news in the air because some of our listeners or viewers could be struggling with something health related as well. And I'm rooting for you. Okay. I know that with some of these diseases like ALS, there's not a lot that can be done. But I told my friend's father and my friend that if there's anything that I could do, reach out. Okay. So this is a message to remind people. I don't mean to bring it down, so let's bring it up. This is a message to remind people to check on people that you know aren't doing so well. Okay. We got Jean Dawn, Janae Dawn, Jenny Dawn said, afternoon, y'all. Where are you at that it's in the afternoon with where you're at? All right. Let me know. And asked if I caught the World Axe Throwing Championship. No, I didn't. But I need to have stuff like that on. All right. The World Axe Throwing Championship. I was just at this place, the Autobahn in Maryland, and they have one of those axe throwing places inside of there as well. And I'm going to do that again. It's been a while since I've done that. The last time I did, matter of fact, the last time I did axe throwing, it was with CQ from Pop Culture Warrior. We did a commercial on Yahoo in support of a nonprofit. That's sports related. I might show the video, or at least just me throwing a bullseye with the axe throwing. But no, I did not check out the axe throwing championship as I was not aware that it was going on right now. But I'm gonna look that up and post that up over on the Sports Bar page. Thank you, Jean Dawn. And I probably messed that all up. She said radio technicians are in short supply. So she's talking about people that they run the jobs or they do the jobs where you do the imaging that occurs when people have certain diagnoses or they go to hospitals and need to be checked out. So, hey, look, pro tip, things you can learn over here at the Sports Bar. If you are looking for a job, okay, radio techs are in short supply apparently. It might be worth to invest in yourself to go to one of these technical colleges of sorts, learn how to be a radio technician, and go get your ass a job. All right. And she said, preach on, preacher. Thank you. Pete said that this hit home for me. I have a family that have either cancer or ALS. Hey man. Jean, I'm gonna just say Dawn. Okay. JD said that my father died from a rare cancer and my mom is in the hospital. Hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna look right at the camera. All right. Hang in there. Okay. That has to be a struggle. Hang in there. Let's see. You continue to say that your mom is a colonel's daughter, so I just have to remind her of how strong she is, and she's fighting to be able to leave the hospital and to go to her home and not to any home that they try to put her in. Salute to you and your mother and everybody that's involved with her. Okay. Hey, we got Coach from the Sports Bar. He pops in and says, what do you hear? What do you say? Hey, Coach. I appreciate you tuning in. Have you finished drawing up them plays yet? All right. I appreciate you for popping in when you have the time. And you said it's Jenna? All right. I will call you Jenna. Thank you for clearing that up for me. I could have asked. I don't know why I did not. So thank you for letting me know. And you're in Alaska. Hey, should I tell my Alaska story? I've been to Alaska. Okay. I've actually been to, I'm going to do a quick flex here. I've been to all 50 states. But we used to fly into Alaska when I was stationed in Okinawa, Japan. And I was at Fairbanks, Alaska, not too far from the North Pole, which is actually kind of cool. I think I've told this story already, but we landed in Alaska in December and it was negative 30 degrees. To the people out there, if you've never experienced negative 30 degrees, it's colder than a polar bear's toenails. Okay. 2 days later, it went from being negative 30 to like 5 degrees. And when I tell you I was outside shorts and a light jacket because that much hotter, going from -30 to 5 degrees is a change in temperature that will blow your mind because it'll seem that much warmer than it needs to be, but it is still freezing temperature. It's crazy. All right. And so that's my Alaska story. So hey, I appreciate you for tuning in to Alaska. CQ said, go get your cells checked regularly. Look, if I sneeze wrong, I go get seen. I have fantastic health care too. My time in the military and my subsequent heart disease. I've shared that I have heart disease. I'm the only one in my freaking family with heart disease, as far as I'm aware of. Um, Afforded me the opportunity to have health care through both TRICARE and the VA. Plenty of people will share that their VA healthcare experience is sometimes not the best. I've been treated fantastic, okay? And that's my version of VA healthcare. I understand that not everybody's version of VA healthcare is going to be great, but definitely go get checked out. P said, is axe throwing a sport? Look, if golf is a sport, axe throwing can be a sport. All right. Let's see. CQ said, don't even. Hey, if I show the video, it's going to show me getting the bullseye and you being in second place, as always. Hey, CQ, let's set up a time and opportunity, man, with some of the vets that we have. I would like to get together. We haven't done the Autobahn in a while. The Autobahn has been fun. I've gone racing the last couple of times and have thoroughly enjoyed it. Let's get the vets out, see if they're down for it, and let's do some more racing, man. Some of the recent news with some of my friends and things, I need to fix my microphone. It's, taught me to enjoy and live life the best that I can and get out and create opportunities and memories with people. Okay. At the beginning of this live stream, I shared that I won $1,000. That's not the only thing that I did this weekend. I got out, did some racing. The lady who I have a relationship with, she tuned in earlier. Her and I spent the weekend together doing stuff. All right. I also got out. Should I say this publicly? I got out. And I'm glad that I didn't go commando today because something occurred that my bare ass could have been showing. But that's another topic for a different day. All right, let's see. Sheila said that she is 66 and retired. Hey, I'm trying to get like you. Hit that retired word. What's that? 7 letters? RETIRED. Retired. That's what I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to, with my heart condition, live a long life and get retired. We got a Gonzaga fan in here. Richard Bronco said, go Gonzaga. Salute to you. We got Raider Nation in the building. Sheila said that her mom died of cancer at a young age. Hey, look, see, people are sharing how some of these diagnoses have affected them personally, okay? Whether it's somebody that's, above you in age and things like that, your peer level or below you, it's tragedy when something like this happens. For as much as we've had advance in science and medicine and things like that, there's still some stuff that we just don't have an answer for. All right. Let's see. George said, I'm so tired of sports. I don't watch sports. I don't play sports. I don't subscribe to sports. Why are people trying to force me to deal with these organizations? Okay, that's a good question. So I want to address this. So you're likely a subscriber to WTF Nation Radio, and WTF Nation Radio has other shows that are on this channel as well. My show, the Sunday show, covers sports. Okay, there's other shows that I'm going to get into later on that they cover a range of topics, as things are occurring in real life, to pop culture, to things related to the military and things like that. But if sports isn't your thing, hey, listen to me talk about other things anyway. Look, I pivoted and made a conversation about healthcare, okay? Or just taking care of your health in general. If this ain't your show, cool. But you could hit the like button still before you check out and go watch something else. So salute to you. All right. Hey, coach said that he's drawing up plays. Hey, hold up. Oh man. Hey, this is the bad part about doing a live sports show. Sometimes things pop up and you have to be able to pivot and deal with it on the fly. But for those of y'all that are listening and can't view, coach said, I'm drawing up a play on the toilet right now. Brazilian Steakhouse has met its match tonight, and that he's the last man standing. Oh man. Oh, I love it. Wow, these comments have been pouring in fast. All right. Uh Richard said, what kind of racing did I do? The indoor go-karts, like the Autobahn, it's like indoor go-kart racing. There's not quite like the F1 experience, but similar, yeah, it's like similar to F1, but like indoor and not at as fast. I thought that it's a really good outing event and things that you could do with family, friends, and create some memories. If you look up like Autobahn Speedway and your state, you can see if your state has one. I highly encourage you, especially if you just like to get out and do stuff, to just go out and do it. Okay. I've got a video of me and my dad doing it about a month ago when I went down to see him. And it was, so my dad's like 64, 65. And see, I'm 38. I'll be 39 this year. And it was one of the first times we've done anything like that in my adult life with my dad. And I was glad that I did it. I was glad that he came out too. All right. Wow. Okay, these comments are coming in real fast. I cannot keep up. First of all, let me just say thanks to everybody commenting and tuning in. I really appreciate it. Okay. Ooh, ooh. I think there should be a sports bar versus pop culture warrior versus WTF Nation Radio social media race. Set it up. Okay, let's go. I may not be able to get this thing going, but maybe for the month of April, we can see have some type of contest. Look, I'm going to win because even though George doesn't watch sports and care about sports, I think sports is a more popular subject to cover. So you know what? Let's go. Do I have a ding 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 sound effect? I do not. I have to get a ding 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 sound effect. Hey, assistant, give me a ding 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 sound effect. All right. Okay. Oh wow, we are almost at the top of the hour. Let me get my. I got other stuff to cover. Okay. Bobby Wagner. All right, linebacker Bobby Wagner in the NFL played with the Seattle Seahawks, won the championship with them. Took a 1-year deal to play with the Rams after the Rams won the championship. The Rams sucked last year, and he has now taken a 1-year, $7 million deal to get back to Seattle, which was the team that drafted him and his home. So I like Bobby Wagner. I'm a huge Bobby Wagner fan. I've met him once. He probably don't remember who I am, but he's a real stand-up guy. He supports the military and stuff as well. So to Bobby Wagner, salute. All right. And Joe, he said, "You're on, CQ. All right. Hey, we have to set up some parameters. All right. So in the back room comms, let's get this figured out. Let's have an analytics show off. All right. Let's see. What else do we have here? I need my assistant to be faster. Okay. Ooh, here we go. I'm going to bring this one up because I think that is pretty interesting. I only recently watched MMA. Okay. And it's a brutal sport. Okay, you're fighting, it's like no holds barred, but you have a referee there that should get in to stop things when things become super unhealthy. That's not the word I'm trying to think about. When things could become dangerous and you could lose your life over something with the sport. So I'm going to share this video, and I hope this don't be offline, okay? But watch this video, and you can even hear the urgency in the announcers as they're trying to get the referee to stop it. Okay, this was an MMA fight that had occurred Friday in the state of Texas, and when I saw this, when somebody sent it to me, man, I cringed. Viewer discretion is advised. And it's taking forever for the video to load. All right, here we go.
His legs back in front of him, puts him back in guard. Here we go. Here's a triangle choke.
And of course, the video wants to pause on me and not play. All right, let's do this a different way. Let's get this off the screen and let's play this way. So, that was hard to watch. So let's do a recap from the way that I saw it. You had, and I don't know the fighters' names, all right? I just got this one right before I went live. You had one fighter put the other fighter into a chokehold. And from the stance of the chokehold, it looked like he was unconscious, okay? And you hear the referee, you see the referee just standing over him, and the commentators are like, yo, he's out, he's done. And that occurred for about 20 or so odd seconds. And then from what I viewed, the bottom fighter went from the chokehold and transitioned into an armbar, okay? And that armbar did some damage, jacked up some ligaments, and who knows how long this fighter is going to be out. Now, I did have, let's see, the article up, but let's see, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to show it today, but here we go, right here. All right, I found it. Boom, boom, boom. Because I wanted to show this fighter here. All right, so Giovanna Vasquez has came out and said the following. Wait, I'm trying to figure some airtime. I brought this up. We gonna get this figured out. Boom. All right, the screen is shared. So he came out and said, "This is the fight game, and it's not a game. I say, if you want to beat me, you got to put me out, because if not, it's going to be a long night. I made a mistake, and it cost me the fight that I feel as though I was winning. My opponent took advantage of that, and with some stupid referee that didn't stop the fight when I was out, now I have to deal with a potential fracture on my arm and some ligament damage too." And this is the fighter right here in the middle with, I'm going to assume, could be his family, could be, his training squad. But watching that, it made me go, ooh. It was reminiscent of Rocky, the movie Rocky, when the dude was like, "Throw the damn towel." You could hear the commentators like saying, "He's out, he's done," and that ref just stood there. That ref went on to then ref a UFC event the following day, that Saturday. But now there's talks about potentially being punished or banned, because a lot of people, fighters, weighed in. Dana White of UFC weighed in and said that that referee should not have let that go on that long. Okay, that was tragic to watch, man. What did y'all think about it? Let's go into the comments here to see before we go to the next subject. Jenna said, yeah, catch my brother's ex-wife fight Tate. Did I catch her brother's ex-wife fight Tate? Who's your brother's ex-wife? What's her name? I would love to go check it out. See, I get some of my new sports stuff through the viewers. So let me know who your brother's ex-wife is so I could go and see this person. Hey, has any of our viewers ever done MMA or mixed martial art? How's that training? If I didn't have this heart condition, I was thinking about signing up for an amateur boxing fight, right? With these short pythons. Get out there and see if I can try and be like Mike Tyson. I'll probably get knocked out so fast, but I've always wanted to try boxing. Sheila said, "I love MMA and I don't miss it." Hey, I haven't been to an MMA game or fight in person, but I would love to go and check one out, and that is on my bucket list. The cool thing about doing this sports show is that it's invigorated my desire to try and attend other sports stuff as well, so I could bring it back and share that experience. Okay, so I'm going to go check out an XFL game, and mixed martial arts fight is on the horizon. Y'all know I love football, like that's my favorite sport, but I'm going to check out some men's and women's basketball. I'm not a fan of soccer, but convince me to go check out a soccer match. I'll definitely do it. What else? I there's other games that I've been looking at and across other sports that I said I'm definitely going to check out so that I can come back and share the experience. All right. Let's see. Pete said that the referee's an idiot. He should have been fired for that. Wow. All right. And let's see. Jenna said, I bet someone could have been more respectful, huh? Yeah, absolutely. And CQ said that if I'm that fighter, I guess he said I'm suing the ref. Not I saw the ref. I'm suing the ref and the organization. A lot of the things that I have to do is try to read and interpret what people are saying live on air. I might not do that right all of the times. Okay. Let's see. Jenna said you got to watch what you say. I wonder if she's talking about the fighter or somebody in the comments. All right, let me know. Lauren Murphy. Okay, assistant. Write this one down. All right, I'm gonna start this one myself. Lauren Murphy. I'm gonna check Lauren Murphy out. Thank you for letting me know about her. Okay. Let's see. She got remarried, but I bet that you could Google it. Hey Pete, I did not forget that you are a karate teacher. I am well aware that you are a karate teacher. Have you done any competitions? Do you have any medals from that? If so, send them in, man. I will showcase them. All right. Hey, we got Captain Wayne Baconator said, go Chiefs. They hate us because they ain't us. Hey, look, I had a Chiefs joke and I lost it. It's hard to bet against Pat Mahomes. Let me just say that. It's hard to bet against him. David Cunningham asked, what do I think of the new XFL league? I think it's a fantastic product. I like what they're doing. DC has a team. I'm looking at one of the Saturdays that they have an early Saturday show. I'm sorry, early Sunday game. So I could go catch the early Sunday game and then come back here and go live on WTF Nation Radio, David. So with the teams that I've watched and some of the highlights, like I haven't just watched the highlights, I've watched full games. I think that it's entertaining. I think that they've got a really good product going. The price of the tickets aren't as expensive as your pro football games. So I think it's worth taking the time to go and check out. Absolutely. Hey, hold on. We got a 4-time world champion with karate? Hey, I need to bring you up one of these days on the sports bar and talk about that. That's sports related. All right. Hey Pete, I'm gonna set that up. I appreciate you for letting me know that. All right. So look, that MMA fight, crucial. I cringed. It definitely wasn't something that if I'm that fighter, I'm ever going to forget that. Like that's history. And like, did you see his arm? Like, I can't even try. Let me this way to bend my arm back like that. That arm bar, I counted. It was like 19 seconds. That's a long time to have your arm bent that way. My arm hurts thinking about it. Has anybody ever been in an arm bar before? If so, on a scale of 1 to like 20, 20 being the worst pain you've ever felt in your life, how bad did it hurt? Okay. Ooh, how about rodeo or logging sports? Look, if it's considered a sport, I'll check it out. And I'm not just saying that, I'm dead serious, okay? I've been to a rodeo when I was in Altus, Oklahoma. Okay. They had a rodeo down in Lawton, Oklahoma. Okay. If you're in the Army and you've done some type of training around Lawton, Oklahoma, you know what I'm talking about. But in Altus, Oklahoma, there's not a lot to do. So when you hear something like a rodeo, you go attend the rodeo. I'm not going to front. I had a blast. I don't know anything about what's going on at a rodeo, but it's the people that make it fun. Just like with NASCAR racing, right? I don't know much about racing. I can tell you two names: Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt Jr. So that's three names. All right. Bad on me. I said two and gave y'all three. But the people at the events are what make it fun. Okay. So if you get an opportunity to attend some of this stuff, go do it. I definitely am. All right. Pete said he's been in an arm bar and it hurts on a 9 scale. Out of 20? I did say out of a 20. He might be giving me a 1 to 10 scale. All right. Let's see. Wayne Baker there said that the 3 Super Bowls with Mahomes in 4 years, with 2 of those being wins, and he's still 20 something. Look, they got a chance to have it. Is Mahomes going to have a Tom Brady like dynasty? Can he pull it off? Let me know. You might be biased though. Hey, Mahomes has got what, another 7, 8 years left on that 10-year deal that he signed. I don't think he's going to have as long of a career as Brady did, because I think he sustained some worse injuries than Brady did, throughout his career. But hey, I need for whatever team that I'm a fan of to start winning. Ooh. I'm gonna tell you right now, it is well proven that if you want your team to tank, have me support that team. Maybe I should be a Chiefs fan. Ask anybody who knows me that if you want me if you want your team to start losing, let me go buy a jersey and publicly say that I'm a fan of that team. I was a former Atlanta Falcons fan, and when they were leading 27-3 going against the Patriots a couple of Super Bowls back, I was like, finally, my team can win one. And then they came back and lost. I changed teams that next year. Now I'm a Baltimore Ravens fan. I got a custom Ravens jersey and everything. But I'm only a Ravens fan for as long as I'm living here in the state of Maryland, which is about another 2 years. In another 2 years, I am packing up and moving out, likely to the fantastic state of Florida if things work out for me the way that I'm trying to plan them to be. Okay. And I will likely become a fan of whatever the closest team I'm available to. Okay. If I get my butt down to the Tampa St. Pete area, your boy's going to be a Buccaneers fan, and I will ruin the Buccaneers franchise for as long as I'm living. That's how that works. All right. And Michelle can prove it. She said that her Ravens are an example of that. Absolutely. Let's see. Jenna said baseball players get paid and have way less injuries. Hey, also too, baseball's a sport that your physical stature can matter, right? So I played football in high school. I thought I was going to be something hot. I wasn't great, but I wasn't bad either, right? But at 5'8", you have to be stupid fast or stupid strong to really put a dent in the sport of football, and I was neither. Okay. Decent in high school, could have done something in college if things went that way and I was focused, but baseball is a sport that you could be 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", it doesn't matter, as long as you have the ability to hit, catch, and throw. Certain intangibles and stuff, it definitely matters for sure. But way less injuries, you can make a lot more money, and your longevity on a sport that has more fresh meat coming in, your chances of making any pro sport is harder, right? But even under the pro level, right? If you make it to one of these feeder teams like the XFL, the baseball's minor league, uh, basketball's pro am league, even I think golf has like a under pro circuit that if you're good but you're not quite at the pro level, you can compete in these lower leagues and still make money. It may not be life-changing money like the pros can have, but it still allows you to play a sport that you are good at For some people, it's also their passion as well, and make a decent living doing it. If I was able to be a backup quarterback because I was 6'5" and could throw, you are damn skippy. I'm going to try to make that work out. I don't need to be the starter. Let me be Josh McCown, all right, who was a career backup essentially, made millions of dollars, and started in less than 8% of his games. Okay? Let me do that. We got a Cowboys fan in the building and Kaz says that it's going to be the Cowboys year. No, it ain't. Maybe because they got rid of Zeke, it might be something. But the Cowboys say it's going to be the Cowboys year every year. All right? Let's get back to the show. Next topic, all right? NHL news. Two brothers refuse to wear pride jerseys for the warm-up. All right. So this is two NHL players down in Florida, and I have an article for this one that I want to share. Okay. Mark and Eric Stahl of the Florida Panthers declined to participate in last Thursday's Pride Night, citing religious beliefs. Okay. And the brothers did not participate in warm-ups where players wore pride-themed sweaters, but before the team's home game against the Toronto Maple Leafs. I know that the Toronto Maple Leafs are a team, but have the Florida Panthers always been an NHL team? Let me know. I don't watch hockey like that, but I plan on attending a DC Capitals game here sometime soon. So the players came out and said, after many thoughts, prayers, and discussions, we have chosen not to wear a Pride Night jersey tonight. The brothers said in a statement. They said, we carry no judgment on how people choose to live their lives and believe that all people should be welcome in all aspects of the game of hockey. And to me, there's an invisible but here. But having said that, we feel that by us wearing a pride jersey, it goes against our Christian beliefs. Okay. And the team went on to lose 2-6 against Toronto. Reporters tried to come back afterwards and get them to say more, but Eric said, look, we're going to stick to the statement that we made and was released, and we have no further comment. I'm going to tell y'all something that can save y'all's bacon. All right. Now that I've said the word bacon a couple of times, I want some bacon. I might get some bacon at 10 o'clock at night. All right. Because I'm a fat ass. The two words, no comment, can save your bacon. Okay. If you ever have to give a statement about something and you haven't been trained on what's been happening and you're not sure of what to say, just say the words, no comment. People will try their damnness to get you to say something. But all you got to do is come out and say the words, no comment. Okay? Remember that. All right? Practice it. Before you go to sleep at night, if you're a praying person, say your prayers. And then after you get done, stand up and say the words, no comment. All right. Here at the Sports Bar, we not only cover sports, we try to educate y'all on stuff. Okay? So, I love the fact that the players were allowed to um not be peer pressured into something, and knowing that there could have been possible blowback. Some people would say, why not just wear the jerseys? It's just a jersey, okay? But the brothers came out and said, hey, due to their Christian beliefs, we ain't doing it, okay? Uh Across the league as well, let's see. There was a player last week citing his Christian faith. One of the San Jose Sharks uh, chose not to participate in the team long Pride Night festivities. And the Chicago Blackhawks opted not to wear warm up jerseys this past weekend as well when their team had held a Pride Night. But rather than cite religious beliefs, the team cited security concerns. And this is why I wanted to talk about this one. This past December, Putin signed into law a bill that expanded a ban on the LGBTQ, I don't like this word, propaganda, all right, in Russia, making it illegal for anybody to promote same sex relationships or suggest that non heterosexual orientations are normal. Okay. The Russian players that are on that team, the team decided to sit out as a whole so that there wasn't, the Russian players didn't face any threats themselves because of their nation's views on this subject. Okay. And before we went live, I had talked with the station to ask if it was okay to cover this because I didn't want to say anything that would, uh, you know, uh, 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 um, cause an uproar. I'm not an uproar kind of guy, first of all, but I like that. In my opinion, I think that the way that the players and that the league handled this was well, because let's just call a spade here for a second. If you're seen as somebody that doesn't support LGBTQ, you can be considered a pariah. You things can be made difficult for you, and it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. A person should be able to go. I'm going to sit this out, sit it out, and then continue on about their business. Okay, that's as much as I'm going to say for that. You know, but let's see what the comment has to say, and I'm only going to highlight and read those that are um, okay to read if people are going to have a comment. So let's see. All right. Hey, Jenna, my bad. I should have blown it up. I should have made it bigger. Assisted. Why didn't you make it bigger? That's what she said. All right. But look, it's really not about reading the article. I posted it up here and I highlighted the things that I wanted to read. But yeah, no, I think that what the players did and how the league handled it was there. I think the fact that they had to put out a statement bothers me. Okay. You shouldn't have to put out a statement citing why you are or are not participating or doing something. That's my stance on it. Okay. If the players chose not to do it, the fact that they had to put out a statement to kind of CYA themselves, in my opinion, I think is interesting in itself. And that's all I'm saying about that. Let me stop sharing that and let's get back to the comments. Let's see. Jenna said, sorry, not sorry, eh? Is that how they say it in Canada? Eh? Jenna says, who don't like bacon? Hey, Jenna. I just learned that there is a recipe for bacon wrapped meatloaf that somebody is going to make for me. I'm just going to say who that somebody is. Michelle. Michelle's going to make me a bacon wrapped meatloaf. I am 38 years old. I did not know that that was a thing until this past weekend. I cannot wait to try this bacon wrapped meatloaf. Okay? If anybody's tried bacon wrapped meatloaf, let me know. And why has this not been trending on social media? That's what I like to know. All right? So salute. Yeah, Wayne Baconators. The fact that your name is Captain Wayne Baconator Adgerton is what got me thinking about bacon all night. All right. Oh, snap. Bacon wrap halibut. Yo, bacon goes on everything, right? Just like Michelle said, bacon goes on everything. Campbell's makes a bacon soup. Bacon soup. Oh, I got the wrong thing pulled up. All right. Hey, assistant, get some bacon soup by Campbell's to my grocery list. Y'all don't know if I have an assistant or not. That's the beautiful thing of it all. All right. But bacon does go on everything. I had, so I've traveled around the world. Let me just throw that out there. Your boy got some stamps on his passport. A lot of it was in my time in the military. Haven't had that many travels outside of the military, but it's different when you got to use your own dime versus when the government's paying for it. Let me just say that. And I've had chocolate covered grasshoppers, when in Thailand, do the Thailand thing. And you'll have a lot of street vendors that sell some interesting things. And one of the things that I got dared to try was chocolate covered grasshoppers. And then, and this is depending on where you at, where you go, you see some pork, a lot of pork dishes in Thailand because they have pigs and stuff over there and farms in various places. But I had bacon sprinkled chocolate covered grasshoppers, and y'all, let me tell you, wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Okay. So it just goes to show that you can put bacon on things and it'll make it interesting. Now, when I try chocolate or bacon covered chitlins, hell no. All right. I don't get how people eat chitlins in the first place. Why are we talking about food? I blame Captain Wayne Baconator for this. If I've made you hungry, my bad. All right. Let's see. Fun fact. Ooh, here we go. We got fun facts. A few years back, Coke was gonna come out with a bacon flavor. Yo, hey Coca-Cola. Okay, I want to sign a petition. I'm gonna start. What's that one website? Petition.com or something like that. Where if you get like 100,000 signatures, then a company might consider looking at something. I might start a petition to bring that as a product. Bacon flavored Coke. Pepsi has a Peeps flavored Pepsi, if y'all didn't know that. It's very sweet. I don't recommend it. Wayne Baconator said, I like fried alligator with bacon. Yes, I've tried fried alligator with bacon as well when I was in Louisiana. All right. Let me get out the comments because y'all gonna make me hungry. I like that we've got these comments coming in. Fantastic. Man, y'all are warming my heart tonight. All right. Let's see. Next subject. Ooh, I don't think I got the video up, but I'm gonna see if I can still bring it up anyway. So there could be a world record in which a goalie kicked the ball from his goal all the way on the other side and it scored. Okay, and I'm gonna see. Let me see if I can find the video here. Hold up. I'm gonna have to find my assistant for real. Okay, here we go. All right, I got the article, but I didn't get the opportunity to download the video in time. But I'm going to see if I could bring this up here. And I understood a little bit of this Spanish, but if we got some Spanish speaking people who can tell me what was said, let me know. But here we go. All right, let's bring this up on the screen and just watch this. I thought this was fantastic. So, who can translate all of this for me? I think this is Spanish. It could be Portuguese. I don't know. Okay. But watch this video. Wait, let me make sure that the video is large enough that it's going to play right. Yep, it's going to play right. All right, cool. Play the video. Oh, man. See? There we go. And go. Hey, he like, my bad. Hey, and he's number two. I think that they're going to show a replay. So how crazy is that? The team that scored was already up 2-0 when that happened. That's crazy. Show the replay. Kicked it. The goalie back here, it bounced over his head. He stumbled and rolled in. That's crazy. According to this article, the current record is 96.01 meters set by Tom King. Hey, look at that, King. In 2021, during a match between Newport County and Cheltenham Town in England's fourth tier. I don't know what none of that means. What's a fourth tier? Is that the lower tier? Is 3 higher than the fourth tier? All right. But if ratified, according to TNT Sports Chile, this match occurred in Chile, by the way. It was 101 meters, and it would break it by just over 5 meters. Okay. Uh, and they're saying that the high altitude above sea level might have been a factor in that when he kicked it, it shot out like a cannon and it traveled further than I guess normal. And for those of y'all who don't know, when you're playing at high altitude, I've traveled to places where you're like significantly high above sea level. Things are lighter, I think is the right way to say it. It also sucks with how just oxygen is in general. If you've ever played sports at a high altitude location, whew, the way that your body does the red blood cells and inhaling oxygen and all of that scientific shit, um, it can tax your body. It can be a lot harder. Some people that play certain sports, if they have certain diseases like sickle cell and some things, they can't play in certain locations because of the high altitude. So it not only affects personal performance, stuff like this affects sports performance as well. So if this guy, the kicker, is able to make it into the Guinness Book of World Records on that kick, salute to him and shout out to him as well. All right. Let me check the comments to see if anybody could translate anything that was said or shown. I need to pick my Spanish game up. All right. I can understand a couple of different things. Hey, why is it that when people score, you just go? That's like the only thing I heard. And he said that dude almost sounds Brazilian. Yep. But yeah, it definitely was amazing. All right. And just like I said earlier, it is harder to breathe too. Let's see. Jenna said, better study up. Um, because let's see, well, you're saying that country's name correctly though. Hey, at least I got the country right. Yes. All right. Just like Jerry Rice playing at Mile High Stadium. Yep. Yep. Certain players couldn't play in certain locations, Denver being one of them because of the high altitude and how they could literally die or become severely um, injured or have like a medical thing pop up because of the high altitude. And look, David Ray here said that at higher altitude, he can't breathe. It is a weird thing to experience. CQ for Pop Culture Warrior, he should share his story about about coming from high altitudes. All right, I was an enlisted aviator, and we would have to do the altitude chamber. I think it was once a year. Could have been twice a year. But what it does is it gets your body acclimated to high altitude sickness and things that could occur. Now, you have to imagine when you're flying in an airplane, the inside of the cabin is pressurized. Well, mistakes could happen, things could occur, mechanical errors that could cause the airplane to become unpressurized. And now, with your body having a lack of oxygen, if you don't put on your oxygen mask fast enough, your brain's not going to get enough oxygen for you to be able to make sound decisions. Okay, the good thing about the military is you train for a lot of different things. And I forget a lot of this stuff. Okay. I forget a lot of this stuff because I've been out a while. I was in for just under 10 years. And you train in the altitude chamber so that you understand what the effects of what altitude sickness feels like. Okay. And in your head, you're thinking you're normal, you're thinking you're okay, but your judgment gets impaired, your speech gets impaired, and they record it. And I remember the first time going through it, I'm thinking, yeah, man, I aced this. And then you go back and you watch the video and you're slurring and you're talking real slow, but you're thinking that you're, giving your radio commands and stuff normally. It's a pretty interesting thing. All right. And then there's one real cool thing too. The lack of oxygen affects your vision. And they demonstrate that by having these cards with these different colors in front of you. Okay, when you're off oxygen, your vision changes. Okay, and then while holding the card, you'll put your oxygen on, and then you start seeing the full range of colors the way your eyes normally process colors. It is the weirdest thing. So if you ever go into in high altitude, you should be mindful of how your body is affected by high altitude as well, because it could cause some funky things to occur. All right. And Captain Wayne Baker there said it's just like being drunk. Yep, it is just like being drunk. We used to laugh at seeing the recordings back from us because the first time that you do it, it catches you off guard. But then every subsequent time that you go through it afterwards, you know what's going on. Now, it's not just to train you on how your body reacts to altitude sickness. It's also to test to make sure that you're medically qualified to fly, because some people have an adverse reaction to a lack of oxygen, and you may not get medically cleared to fly if you can't have the wherewithal to put your oxygen mask on. Like when people take regular flights and they tell you, if the oxygen mask fall down, put yours on and then look around to see if other people are struggling and help them out. Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, you want to get that oxygen mask on, because you're not going to be able to react and think normally. All right. Pete said, how long does it take before the match needed to go on? I wish I remember what I was talking about when you asked that question. My bad. David said that as an aviator, they teach us how to identify hypoxia. Yes, I was hoping somebody said it. Hypoxia. That's the word. You can become hypoxic. Hypoxia is the medical thing that occurs to your body when you get a lack of oxygen. Thank you. See, I'm glad we have another fellow aviator. We got a fellow. Salute to you, David. Fellow aviator in the building. Yes, hypoxia. That word. I've been out a while, so I couldn't remember exactly what it was. Let's see. Oh, Pete said, how long before the air mask needed to go on? For each person, man, it was dependent on personal several factors. Like, David, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think they would let you go past like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It was a controlled environment. The moment that altitude changes like that and it becomes unpressurized, it's important to get the mask on now. But it was a controlled environment. I don't think anybody went longer than like 90 seconds. It's quick. When you lose oxygen like that, it's quick the way that your body reacts to it. All right. And Jenna said, some people panic. Yes. When you don't have oxygen, ask, hey, CQ, if you're still listening, tell on your show on Tuesday, if the opportunity presents itself, tell your story about getting into high altitude and what happened. It is hilarious. I've known him for a while, and the first time he told that story, I thought it was interesting. But to answer Pete's question, like David said, it's different for everybody. It's different for everybody. Like, there's a reason why like marathon runners and stuff, Olympic level marathon runners, their body can handle oxygen a whole lot more efficient and better than other people. They may be able to last longer in a less oxygenated environment, to where they don't have to be on that full oxygen. They can function a lot longer and better. But eventually, even Olympic level people will have to go on oxygen. But yes, it is different for everybody. I would just say take the cautious approach and put it on. The sooner the better. All right. And that's not even counting G's. Yes, I flew on the tanker, which is unlike the fighter aircraft, and but I did have a G suit experience in the G suit training simulator, and yo, that was fun. And I will never do that again. It's like jumping out of an airplane. I had fun jumping out of an airplane, but I will never do it again. Do it again. All right. Let's see. People are running from bears, and that's dumb. You ain't supposed to run from bears? I didn't know that. I heard bears are fast and they can climb trees. You know, I was like yesterday's years old when I found out bears could climb trees. You're not running from a bear. I think you're supposed to like puff yourself up and growl back at them and hope that they don't choose to chase you. Look, I used to have this joke growing up. My uncle, he used to tell me this. He's the guy that got me into sports. He got me into playing football. He used to have this phrase where he'd say, if you are in the woods and you see a bear and you see me, try to bear because this ain't what you want. I still say that to this day. And I was a young 13, 14-year-old teenage boy when my uncle said that. And I say that jokingly whenever folks want to try me. I'd be like, hey, man, look, if you in the woods and you see me and you see a bear, try to bear because this ain't what you want. But yes, it is dumb to run from a bear. Actually, I do know that you're supposed to stand your ground. Absolutely. Uh, I hear cocaine bears like cocaine. Supposedly, I heard that that movie Cocaine Bear was actually worth checking out. I might wait until it come on streaming options. All right, I'm a huge moviegoer. I went and saw John Wick yesterday. What else did I see here recently? I saw John Wick 4, which man, there were more bullets expended in that movie than any previous John Wick movies combined. I thought it was good. I definitely say go check it out. I saw something else recently too. I go see movies all the time. I like to be entertained by movies, so I go check out movies. But I can't think of the last movie that I saw prior to John Wick, and that's going to bother me. Hey, Michelle, what was the last movie that we saw before John Wick? Let me know if you're still listening. Let's see. Origin said, somebody said you can shoot if you've got a gun. That was over on Facebook. Yes. Uh, look, I don't go into the woods without carrying. Personally, that's me. Know your state laws. All right. But I don't go out into the woods without carrying. Let a bear run up on me and see what happens. All right. Let's see. David said, look, all you got to do is outrun your buddy. Yep. Hold on. You have to be like this. I see a bear, I'm out. Plain and simple. All right. Plain and simple. And then if I can't outrun my buddy, I might have to I might have to pull out the jammy on the bear and let the bear know what's happening. Or a panther or whatever else that decides to stalk me and I don't see him. And they want to come and get up on some of this light skin juiciness. All right. Hold on. I need some water. I didn't take a break. You know why I haven't taken a break yet? I don't have taken a break stuff set up. So we're going to go for about another 10 minutes and close the show. Ah. Oh, man, that water is good. All right. Let's see. Wait, Cocaine Bear was based on a true story? What? Interesting. It was probably a homeless guy that looked like a Sasquatch. Let's see. David asked if I saw Creed 3. Yes, I did. Yes, that's what it was. That was the last movie that I think I went and saw at the movie theaters was Creed 3. I went and saw it with my dad the same weekend that I went to go and visit my dad to help him out with some stuff. We also went and saw Creed 3. Jonathan Majors is in the news. If y'all didn't know that, I'm pretty sure CQ is going to cover this because it's more pop culture related. But since Creed 3 is a boxing movie, I'm going to talk about it as well because it is sports related because it's boxing. Did I make that transition smooth? Jonathan Majors, one of the actors, he's played in a lot of different things here lately, was arrested over the weekend. Jonathan Majors' latest movie that came out wasn't just the Marvel movie, but he was also in Creed 3. Apparently, his Creed 3 skills translated into him putting his hands on his girlfriend. He was arrested but subsequently released, and the statement that came out from his publicist or lawyer or whoever it said that they can't wait for him to get his name cleared in court. Now, this is another one of those topics that's kind of finicky because on one of the last episodes of the Sports Bar, there was a domestic dispute incident, and we talked about it, right? So Jonathan Majors is being accused of getting physical with his girlfriend, and apparently there were bruises enough that the police could arrest him. Okay, and they did. Like I said, he subsequently got released, and from what I understand, he didn't get charged with anything, right? And I asked a question on one of my last lives is that let's say his girlfriend was the abuser. It happens. Let's not pretend that it doesn't. Am I supposed to sit here and just do my best Floyd Mayweather impersonation while a lady is wailing on me and not defend myself? What's y'all's take on that? We've had people chime in, the last time. I think one of the people said, look, if you're going to be physically bigger and stronger, you have an obligation to protect yourself, yet you don't have to waylay somebody and knock them out. Okay. I'm not saying I have the right answer. I've never been put into that situation. I'm also, look, I'm not a fighter. All right. Run up on me and I will, I will defend myself. But I say, live and let live. Okay. That's my take on it. I'm curious to see what news comes out, and I hope that one of the other hosts on their shows this week covers it, as it's an interesting topic. All right. Jonathan Majors had an image, and that image, based on the allegation, is forever going to be tainted now. And look, if he's found to be guilty of something, then hey, throw the book at him. It is what it is. But yes, I did see Creed 3. All right. Let's see. Let's take a look here. Uh Jenna said that Panthers are quiet and quick. Yes, they are. But let's see if they can outrun a bullet. How about that? Oh, Shazam! That's what it was. I knew I saw something in between Creed and John Wick 4. Shazam. I enjoyed it. All right. But it's funny because how is it that even though I enjoyed it, I couldn't remember it to talk about it? Let that sink in. All right. I heard Mike Tyson punched a hole through a shark once and that it was hanging on a hook. Hey, that's a good joke with a good punchline. Salute to you. Let's see. Jenna said that she needs to watch. Hey, is Jenna? I'm sorry. Jenna. Yes. I'm going to assume Jenna's a lady because I said she. My bad. Let me know. I need to watch the new one. The first one was awesome. Yes, it was. All right. Hey, King, me and you outside in a few hours. Hold up. Hold up. What are we supposed to be doing? All right. Jenna said, I'm going to Hey, look. All right. Jenna could be the name of a dude. You don't know these days. And the thumbnail's hard to tell, right? So the same thumbnail that you see is the same number that's popping up. My bad, Jenna. My bad. Said I'm a lady. Damn, you never know. You never know. I saw somebody whose name was Stacy in a work meeting the other day, and I assumed that Stacy was a lady. And when Stacy popped in, the I didn't see the first name, kind of just the last name, and I almost opened my mouth and said, "Hey, is it just going to be you, or is Stacy popping in too?" And nope, it was Stacy, the dude Stacy. So I've just learned to say, don't assume anything. Always ask. All right. Let's see. And even, hey, look, Captain Wayne Bacon there just said, I've had some friends call me Roxy for a bit. What's the story behind that? Let me know. And haven't had 3 kids from the belly. 3? You had 3 crotch goblins? Salute to you. Oh, let me adjust myself. I don't have a 2-hour sitting seat. I need to get better at that. All right. See, I'm glad that you appreciate my comedy. Thank you. Man, that light situation is bothering me. I'm gonna have to fix that. It's a long one. All right. One of these days, Captain Wayne Baconator, I'm gonna have you up, brother. Because one of these days I'm gonna do a call-in show. Here's the secret about that. When I do the call-in show, it's probably gonna be on one of those weekends where I don't have topics lined up. I can laugh at myself. I am glad that I can. But Captain Wayne Baconator said that it's a long story. Look, I want to actually have a call-in show. Let me be for real. The real reason why I want to have a call-in show is y'all take the time to view the various shows that are on WTF Nation Radio, U.S. Army WTF Nation Moments, right? I want to actually understand the viewers. I want to hear from y'all. Okay, what shows do y'all watch here? Do y'all tune in to all of the shows on WTF Nation Radio, or do y'all like me and this face and Coach's sexy voice and choose to watch the Sports Bar out of all of the other 6 shows because y'all like me? Okay. So when I do have my call-in show, that's actually the reason. I just want to get to know the viewers. Okay. There will be some things about that show and the call-in show because I'm going to have to be able not. I'll go over this later on, but you're going to have to at least allow me to see your face before I bring you up. The world doesn't have to see you. I just have to know that you're a real person and not somebody that's going to do something weird. But I'll work that out later. All right. Jenna said, I'm funny. And then I got a good woman supporting you. You know what? She does. She does support me. And I recognize that. And I publicly am going to tell her thank you. And unless you were talking about yourself, then if you're supporting me and you're a good woman, I'll take that too. All right, let's see. Let me take a look at my show notes here because I think I covered everything that I was going to cover today. Scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down. Yes, I did. I was going to talk about some NBA stuff, but we're running out of time. So, look, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pop up on the screen all of the other shows that we have on WTF Nation Radio. Coach usually does this, and I'm a bit of the new guy. So, if I mess this up, I'm blaming it on Coach for not being here. So look, if you take a look up on the screen, all right, on Sundays, you have me and Coach doing the sports bar, all right? On Mondays, you have the Monday edition with none other than my boss, Radar. I'm sorry, Ice. Radar is not my boss. Ice is. Ice covers a variety of topics and happenings that are going on around the world. Tuesdays, you have Pop Culture Warrior with U.S. Army veteran CQ. CQ keeps you up to date on all things pop culture related, so you don't have to look this up. And he does some fantastic interviews as well with some amazing people around the pop culture realm. So if you like pop culture news, check out his shows on Tuesday nights. All right. And look, all shows here at WTF Nation Radio are at 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern Standard Time Zone. Wednesday, you have the Smoke Pit with Radar and TZ. The smoke pit, in military terms, is where people typically go to vent and get things out that they just want to talk about. And Radar certainly does that along with TZ. All right. Look, I'm going to be biased here. I like my show. The second show I like here is Pop Culture. Radar is kind of sneaking up into that second favorite show realm. All right. So definitely go and check out Radar on Wednesday nights. Thursdays, you got Sergeant Time with Radar again. Look, Radar does everything. All right. And his intro music that he has that he starts off his shows would typically get the show on and popping. Okay. It always gets me hype. I typically try to tune in on Thursdays, and I hope that Radar keeps that up. But he, the Thursday night show called Sergeant's Time, keeps everybody up to date on all things that only a Sarge knows how to do in Radar's own way. And then Friday Night Freedom is with my man Kaz and Pookie. Pookie has the best beard of all of the hosts here on WTF Nation Radio. But Friday Night Freedom is with Kaz and Pookie. All right. And they talk about all the things and stuff. Now, literally, all right, I'm going to show my face again. When I was trying to get show descriptions to make sure that I gave everybody their just dues, that's literally what Friday Night Freedom is about. It's covering all of the things and stuff, and they make sure that they hit you with all of the things and stuff. All right. And I pop in and listen to them from time to time as well. All right. That is my show for tonight. Next show is going to be August the 2nd, Sunday, like every time, 8 p.m. U.S. Eastern. We will have Coach coming back, where he will start it off with, what do you hear? What do you say? All right. Oh, wait, we got one more person that I want to acknowledge because I think that this is awesome. Shout out to Patricia Fields Newbert, who said that she is watching the women's NCAA college basketball this evening as they're on the Elite Eight and listening to this show as well. Patricia, I don't know if you can see my face. Thank you. That means a lot to me, for real. I absolutely love it. And Fly Army, hey, absolutely as well. All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Let me see if my assistant can close us out the way that I'm supposed to. Nope. We just gonna end the show like this. Salute.